So my dad was a farmer. He was keeping the cows and the sheep. And my mom, she was in the kitchen. She was cooking. She was making the clothes. She brought the water from a far, far away place, from the river. I was born and they called me the Dawn because I was born in the morning. Also, like my dad tells me that when I was born, everything started to be good. They got more like food and money for survive, and they moved to Israel more quickly. And then we moved to Jerusalem.
So you were the Dawn of the family?
Kind of. My mom and my dad didn't like live at the same place. For my dad, it was like a journey to find her, because my dad all the time tell me that he went 3 days to search Jew women and also a non-family, because in Ethiopian community you can't marry someone that is your family for 7 generations.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're going back, and you need to search. It's not your family, and she's also Jew.
And then they met, and then, and could she say no if she wanted?
No.
She can't say no.
No, she can't. Ethiopia, there's no chance that you more than your parents. You have to obey to them. You have to do everything that they asking from you, and immediately. We call coffee Brahn. It's not just coffee. It's a time that the whole family sits together and share experiences from the day. And then everyone blesses the person who prepared the coffee. In the village, when like the father comes to the house from the field, when he was working, he ate first, and what the remains of the kids were eating, because you're giving a respect to the parents. My dad told me that he used to hold the candles to my parents when they eat dinner. You move to a new country, it's very hard. The language and how to raise the kid, and the kids know more than you. Don't have the authority to do something, it's just like less than your kids. Everything is like breaking. When I was like in the 1st grade, my dad put all the books in my bag. He said to me, I don't know to read and you don't know either. It was really heavy. And the teacher said, no, why did you bring all of this? And I was like, I don't know, my mom doesn't know, my dad doesn't know, we don't know. And my dad started a new work, and the manager thought like, oh, he's an Ethiopian, he's new here, he doesn't know Hebrew, I can pay him whatever I want. And he didn't pay him right as the law. My dad is a fighter. He went to the court and sued him, and he won. But it's like all the time like fighting, you know. When my parents came, I remember myself like they had a lot of problem with issues with Hebrew and how to explain themselves. Everything that's like more, you need to go to the doctor, I need to explain in Hebrew, but sometimes I didn't know like to explain. Also they brought me documents when I was 6th grade, and they brought me documents, like a government document.
Right.
The kids in my age did not supposed to know this. I'm supposed to be outside having fun, or like, I don't know, watching TV or read book, but I'm helping my parents in things that I don't know either, but they don't have other people to ask. It's brought to a situation that the kids has like more like power than the parents. Like my cousin used to tell me that the teacher said he doesn't behave good, he needs to do the homework, and he was translating to his dad, I'm good, the teacher says I'm fine. So this is a funny joke, but there's like...
But there's something bitter behind it, yeah.
Also, I've been changing, like give a respect to my parents, but I think like the Israeli rude, it's affect me. So sometimes I said to him, no, I don't have strength, I'm tired. Vamos. Deme. So most of my neighbors are Russian. They taught me like numbers in Russian. I was growing up with the Russian people, with Moroccan people, Iran people, India people. It was natural. And they had like a flat head. I thought like this is beautiful.
How do you flatten your hair?
With the iron flat. Also chemicals. When you're fighting with kids, you just like, they call you a kushi bamba. It's like a nigger. And I call them hummus because I want to like to laugh about their skin too. Your hair, it's frizzy. When like it's happening like a lot of protests because Ethiopian kids getting killed because the police. So I feel like not part of Israel at all. Like I don't want to stay here. I don't want to be here. I don't feel like I'm part of something, even if it's not like related to me, but it's happened to someone else. It can happen to my brother. It can happen to my dad. It can happen to my kids. I felt like a lot of people do not understand where the depression came from. Like people saying you're just all the time crying, stop being crying. It also happens to the Moroccans, the Yemen people. Don't have to cry about this, moving on. I was reading a lot of comments about the protest and the riot, and I felt a lot of hate. When I was in USA, the summer camp, I felt the most Israeli ever. And they didn't care about my color or where I came from. Like I feel like, okay, this is a kibbutz galuyot and this is home, because there is not like a specific Israeli, because everyone came from other culture, everybody came from other countries. So like when everybody together, it's more hard because you have more differences. It's more easy because you can feel like yourself, because everybody's different. You're not the only one that's different, for the bad and for the good. Judaism for me, it's like to find the path that it's never end between the Ethiopian Judaism and the halacha that we have here.
And knowing that you are more powerful with your root than without them.